I am concerned about asymmetric attacks here in the United States, sleeper cells in particular. My understanding is that a couple of days ago, when Donald Trump said that he was weighing his options and that within 2 weeks he would make a decision about striking Iran, my understanding is that part of that was about trying to assess the security needs of the United States here in the homeland, as well as the needs of our bases and our embassies and our consulates abroad, because this is the world's #1 state sponsor of terrorism. They have the means, they have the will, they've got the capabilities. If they choose to attack the United States, they certainly can do so. And so that's what I'm watching right now.
Now, President Trump in his speech praised the military of Israel, the military of the United States. He talked about how the two countries work together like never before. Do you in any way reckon that today's attack has a real chance to change the status quo of the region and Israel, like what Trump supporters are talking about?
Look, I think two things to note here. Number one is I've had the sense from very early on that these two men have been coordinating closely. The Israelis, when they launched their attack last Thursday night, they did so on day 61 after Trump's 60-day deadline. And, you know, when Trump was asked about it at the time, he was very complimentary, even though only a couple days before news was swarming that the United States was warning Israel not to attack. I get a sense that this was coordinated from very early on in the second Trump administration. Now, I think for the question of what does it all mean, I think obviously we need to wait and see how the Iranian regime responds, how it reacts, and whether it invites more attacks. If it capitulates and it is forced to surrender on certain terms, absolutely, this is the beginning of a different Middle East, because this regime in Iran has cast a dark shadow over the entire Middle East since 1979. It has been the single solitary source of so much destruction and just horrific acts that have taken place across the region. The destabilization of Lebanon, the destabilization of Iraq, the supporting of Shiite militias in Iraq against the U.S., in Afghanistan. I mean, when you look at what's happened in Gaza, the utter destruction that has taken place there because of Iran's support for Hamas, all of these things, right, we have a moment here to reset in every one of these jurisdictions. It doesn't mean that everyone is going to suddenly wake up and want to engage in normalization with Israel and to sing Kumbaya, but one does get the sense that with Iran out of the picture, that normalization across the Middle East is probably more likely, or at least it's something that's more feasible, let's say, than it was just a few short days ago. Really, I think it started with the war, with the Israelis flexing muscles and essentially showing the world that it could continue to fight the way that Israel has always been known to fight, which is to be aggressive, to fight on the enemy's soil, and to demonstrate that they're the strongest army in the Middle East. They've done that. They got the attention of the Gulf Arab states, and now Donald Trump has made it unmistakable that the United States and Israel are working together, and that makes Israel that much stronger and harder to ignore when the president tells the Arab world that it's time to make peace and move on.